Mental Health Awareness Month, and tonight we're focusing on major crises that teenagers and children face. According to the CDC, during the first months of the pandemic in 2020, mental health-related emergency department visits rose more than 30% in kids 12 to 17 years old. Senior clinical psychologist from the Child Mind Institute, Jamie Howard, is here for you now with what parents should look out for with their kids, and we do want to warn you that this conversation could be alarming for some.
With depression, what we want to look for is some mood changes, like depression shows sadness and irritability. Irritability more than sadness sometimes with kids, so that's something to keep in mind. Changes in eating or sleeping, and loss of interest or motivation in doing things that you used to enjoy doing. With anxiety, what we want to look for is sudden onset of avoidance of things that kids usually did sort of comfortably, right? Like going to school. Suddenly they don't want to go to school and it's unclear why, and they might be really sort of rigid about not wanting to do that. Maybe that's something like social anxiety. They're suddenly afraid of being embarrassed. We also want to look for changes in our physical bodies, so like increased heart rate, nauseousness, sort of like complaints about our physical wellness. So you want to ask very directly, are you thinking about hurting yourself? Are you thinking about killing yourself? And you want to say it in a calm, empathic way. It's an extension of a conversation. I've noticed you haven't been feeling like so good lately. You haven't seemed like yourself. And then you open up a conversation. Have you been thinking about killing yourself? Is that part of it? And then if the child says yes, but just sometimes it feels like it would be easier not to be here, that's what we call suicidal ideation. And you want to get your child to a mental health practitioner right away. If they say yes and I have a plan, so you want to ask, that's the second question. Do you have a plan? Have you thought about what you would do? Then that becomes more of an emergency, and we want to contact 911 potentially if they have a plan and a desire, a strong intention to die. You can also call the National Suicide Helpline, 273-TALK, because they can help you sort that out if you're having a hard time as a parent.
Absolutely. Coming up next, we'll give you another check of your 6-day forecast.